Welcome back. Our next guests have plenty in common. They're both born performers who have risen to fame through the world of music and television and are now successfully threading the boards and performing in one of the world's best-loved award-winning musicals.
So get your jazz hands ready and expect murder, greed, corruption, exploitation, adultery and treachery. It's a big old list. Chicago the Musical has just kicked off in Dublin's Bord Gáis Energy Theatre, and the stars of the show with their jazz hands, Bernie Nolan and Duncan James, are here to tell us all about it. Guys, thank you very much for coming in, because I know last night was one of your opening nights. So yes, you could have done with the Lion, but you're here.
We could have done with the Lion, but we couldn't resist coming in to see you.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Now, I know it was received very well last night. Roaring applause, standing ovation, all the rest of it. But what I didn't realise about this musical, now I said this to Alan, he was aware of it, is that it's based on fact.
Oh, yeah,
it's based on actual events.
Absolutely.
Now, I might be the only person in the world who didn't know that. But maybe tell us a little bit about those facts.
Well, I think, like, for instance, I play Mama Morton, and, of course, in the show came before the film. The musical came before the film. And everyone who's seen the film knows that Queen Latifah plays this part that I'm playing. But Mama Morton was a 5'2" little white woman, just like myself. A little midget like me. And no, I think everyone expects big Queen Latifah. You're playing Mama Morton? But this is how she was, you know. So you don't have to be big to be a strong woman.
And
you know, that's what I'm saying.
The original story is based on...
Oh, yeah, it's all based on fact.
Yeah.
And happening at an amazing time in Chicago in the 1920s when everything was going off in Chicago.
Oh, yeah, I would like to have been there then, wouldn't you?
Really?
Yeah.
Bit dangerous, bit dodgy.
But, you know...
Exciting?
Very, very exciting. The show, I think that's what amazes people as well. The story is really good. I mean, obviously, the choreography is amazing and our dancers steal the show, you know. And, of course, we've got the brilliant Duncan James, just especially for Dublin, so, you know, you're
just for Dublin.
Just for Dublin. They brought me in for 2 weeks,
yeah.
so
and
I'm
he's
kind
doing
of
amazing.
in and out.
He's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And not Stefan isn't, who we normally have as well, but Duncan's great. And I want to say a big hello to our crew as well, who do a great job, especially Nick, who said if I didn't mention him, he'd turn my mic off. So it's a great show, but also what I was getting at was, obviously, choreography brilliant, music superb, but the story, there's a big, really strong story there, you know, so it's really a good show.
Duncan, you're only in a 2-week run here in Dublin, but nonetheless, both of you guys are professionals. It still takes a degree of enthusiasm to get up there every night and give it your all. How do you do it? Do you switch up? Do you go to a different place?
Well, it's quite interesting because the last time I did it was 5-6 years ago in the West End. So they asked me to come in just for the 2-week stint here in Dublin because I think they probably thought I knew it quite well.
Have you completely forgotten it?
Yeah, it was quite interesting because I only had like 4 days rehearsals before I jumped into it. So you kind of... It's like muscle memory. I was speaking to Bernie about it this morning. It's amazing how much you actually kind of remember, even though your brain forgets, if you know what I mean.
It's there somewhere.
It's kind of there at the back, but... And
are you lepping about the place? Are you doing all the dancing as well as the singing?
No, I don't do a lot of dancing, thankfully.
OK, because I was about to say that would be a lot to do.
We don't have to do the dancing.
No, and also I'm very covered up, so don't worry about that. I'm not the one who gets anything out. So.
I'm curious to know from your own perspective...
Thanks for the reassurance.
Duncan, I mean, performing it's in your DNA. You've been across every facet of performing, whether it be stage, TV, whatever. What area excites you more than anything else?
I think it's, you know, that adrenaline that you get before you get on stage. I mean, I was really nervous yesterday on the opening night, and it's that literally moment of you're about to go on stage, and that feeling you get is like, whew, but that's what you do it for. I mean, that's why we are performers. It's that buzz, and it's that adrenaline, that rush that you get when you go out on stage. And live theatre is, you only get that in live theatre.
Yeah.
I mean,
a lot of people see nerves as a negative thing, but you're actually seeing nerves as a positive thing.
No, it's a good thing. If I don't ever get nervous for a show, then I know there's something wrong.
The boss came up to me last night. He was backstage, the resident director, and he said, God, he's very nervous, you know. He says, get me nervous now. I said, that's a great thing. If he wasn't nervous...
You'd be worried.
Yeah, you know, because once you think you know everything, then that's when you should give up, you know.
Yeah.
And, Duncan, you haven't played in the venue before, in the Bord Gáis Energy Theatre.
It's an amazing theatre.
It is, yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Especially for a musical. The sound quality there is superb.
It's amazing. And it was so nice to step out onto that stage when I got here and just to see it all, and it's so beautiful.
And a big, huge, packed audience. And amazing. I have to say this. I mean, obviously, I'm Irish, so I'm biased. And I've told them all about Dublin and that, but the audience were just...
Amazing.
Every laugh that should be there was there, all the applause were right in the right places. Really amazing audience.
Bernie, can I ask you, because I know we're running short on time. How's your health?
My health is good, thank you. I'm feeling very well. I haven't had the all clear yet, because it's only 2 years gone, but...
Just from the point of view of our viewers...
you were battling breast cancer.
Yeah.
In 2010.
I did. I had in 2010, I had breast cancer. I had mastectomy and reconstruction and chemotherapy and, you know, the baldness and all that. But the hair's back anyway. The brain's still suffering, so I'm still blaming the chemo and having no brain. But, you know, I have no memory. I use the chemo as an excuse. But I'm good. I'm really good at the moment, thank you.
And so you're just going in for checks and just...
Yeah, you just have to have checks all the time and they keep an eye on you and everything. But
you look at life differently, do you, since?
Yeah, completely. I mean, I was always an optimist, but now so many things that we worry about and they seem so unimportant when you're facing perhaps, you know, death.
Does it change the way you perform in any way?
I'm just really enjoying everything in life, seems much more now, and making the most of every minute. I mean, I tried to do that before, but as I say, when you face the fact that you might not be here anymore, you think, make every moment count, you know, and that's what we should all do anyway.
Well said.
Duncan, I want to ask you, you were in the eye of a storm some time ago in relation to your own sexuality. You've dealt with it very well. It's out there, everyone knows about it. In hindsight, do you think you perhaps could have maybe dealt with it a little bit earlier in life?
I think everything happens for a reason at the time it's meant to. I'm a big believer in things aren't meant to happen until they're meant to happen, you know. So, I mean, it happened for me at a point when it was the right timing, obviously, so... You know, and I always at the time...
So you're not in love with me then?
Well, I do love you a little bit.
That's so disappointing.
But sure, you must have found it absolutely incredible. I read, you know, about your relationship with your mum and telling your mum or whatever, but it was a case of... The majority of the reaction was, yeah, and... Exactly.
I mean, at the time, I remember when I was in Blue and going around and, you know, having all this adoration by the female fans all over the world and stuff, it was great, but also I had this thing that I was also attracted to dudes as well. So I mean, it was.
Way through that,
so you kind of have to suppress all that, and you kind of.
Were you
go
made
out.
to suppress it by the management?
No, because nobody knew. I just kept it in, and that was the problem for me.
Did anyone know, Duncan, or did you just keep it just to yourself?
No, I kept it in.
No close friends, nobody.
No, well,
that's tough.
You know, it was something.
Friends.
No, I think you know it's, and I know a lot of people out there who. Are gay or bisexual, and they feel that they can never tell anybody because they feel like it's a real bad thing to ever do, and they feel that their families won't accept them if they come out. And I know firsthand how that feeling is, and I know through friends that are in the closet, and it's absolutely a no. They would never tell anybody. You think a lot of people live their whole lives in denial, hiding that because they're scared. And I came out with the story and. It's been so amazing for me, and I feel like such a big relief. And you know what? It's never as bad as you think.
Because, I mean, society has moved so much, and it's a case of, well, who really cares? Sexuality is not an issue.
Exactly. Nowadays, it's not such a big deal. No. You know, maybe 10 years ago it was.
But it's difficult, I imagine, in a band,
particularly
a boy band,
boy
whereas a girl.
And you're the ladies' guy. Like, all the girls, every single girl wanted to be with Duncan. So you were like the most fancy guy in the band, and at the same time you're fancying guys. That must have been a huge pressure to bear.
Yeah, I mean, it was something that I was never comfortable about talking about. You know, it was something that I just didn't think was anybody's business. But I guess in this industry, you know, you can't really keep secrets.
Unfortunately, you can't, as poor Prince Harry has found out.
I know, I saw.
Fabulous.
What do you think, lads? Good on him, or who cares?
I think he's getting paid a lot of money to be a prince, and I think he should behave a bit better.
Okay.
I think good on him. I like Harry.
Yeah.
I know he's a young lad and everything. He's a young lad and everything. We pay for their lifestyle, and I think he should behave a bit better.
I only wish I could be him.
Listen, guys...
come and see us in Chicago, because it's
come
brilliant.
down to the show.
Yeah, of course we will.
We're here for 2 weeks.
This lady is fantastic.
2-week run.
2 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
So,
guys,
plenty
good luck.
of time.
Go
Thanks
back
so
to
much
bed
for
now. I
joining
know
us.
you're
Yeah,
exhausted.
Good night.
Thank you for coming in, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Alan will be catching up with some of the cast of this year's Celebrity Salon on how they